everyone, to a brand new episode of Redo or Redon't. I'm your host, Alex Figueroa. My co-host is
Nate from Netflix Reviews.
All right, Nate. So we're back at it. We're now starting to hit our schedule. Now, the schedule is going to be actually really good. Now, it's not going to be all these new shows and segments all over the place. Now, you're going to get a steady content Monday nights at 9 p.m. So we're going to start it off with the 1963 Pink Panther versus the 2006 Pink Panther. Nate, but before we get started, want to say what's up to everyone that's live with us. We got Jay, we got Robert, we got Nate. And again, if you guys are pouring in later, again, thank you so much. If you guys are watching the replay, thank you so much. And Tony Movie Chappie, thank you so much for joining in. So Nate, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was good. Long weekend, Labor Day. So didn't have to work today, had the day off. Watched a lot of movies this weekend. My brother's birthday today. So happy birthday
Day
to my brother. Yeah, happy Brother's Day to my
Yeah.
brother, David. He turned 26 today. So he's out. I don't know what he's doing. He's out somewhere living the life. But yeah, it was great. I love a good long weekend because my job's not that bad, but it was getting kind of busy. So I'm not looking forward to tomorrow because it's going to be horrific. But anyway, it was pretty good. How about you?
It was good. On Saturday, I got to see the tribute show to Taylor Hawkins, the Foo Fighter concert, live from Wembley Stadium in London. I hope I said it right. Wembley Stadium.
Wembley?
Yeah, Wembley. It was, dude, that concert was all 6 hours. I was in front of my TV, just watching straight great music playing by great artists and actors. Oh, loved it. It was amazing. It was great. Just hung out with the family. My wife is almost done with her vacation, then she goes back to work. And then I go full throttle on this channel. But yeah, everything was good. Everything was good, except the Mets losing, giving the Braves more.
What a dud! What a dud that series was. I didn't even watch it. I watched a little bit yesterday, and I was like, nah, and I turned it off.
No. It was just annoying. But anyway, with that said, we're here for some film discussions. Again, if you're new to the channel, look, we're all about film discussions, okay? We talk about the old movies. We try to hibernate them with the new movies and see which is better with the redon'ts. We got the top fives, any rankings that we do one time. Then we do Director Spotlight, which is one of my favorite shows that we do live, where we just pick a random director. We watch the entire filmography, and then we give you guys our live rankings of those films with you guys. And again, we encourage everybody out there to watch the movies with us, watch it. So when we talk about it, at least you know what we're talking about and not know, I didn't get to see it, guys. Told you guys another time when I catch the replay, man, and all that. No. Okay, I put out the schedule out there. You guys can check it out. But look, with that said, let me just pull up some stuff here so we could do some promos. All right, so first things first, Inside the Collector's Cave is back on Wednesday. All right, we got movie buff Grant is in the house. All right, he's going to be joining me. He's going to take the seat. We're going to be sitting down. We're going to be discussing his collection and stuff that he likes and what stuff in entertainment world that he enjoys. So again, that's this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to take care of that. Next week, we got Mel Gibson Director Spotlight. All right, that's back. Yeah, we got Mel Gibson. But
I got to watch those movies. Good thing it's only 5.
Yeah. Good thing. And of course, tonight, okay, here for 1 hour, we're going to be talking about some Pink Panther 1963 versus the 2006 version of the Pink Panther. Now, Nate, before we get started with everything, and of course you guys out there too, if you guys want to join in on the discussion, and of course if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if you enjoy what you're watching, hit those notification bells so every time we go live, you guys know what to do. I would like to ask you, which of these two movies was your first time watch, my friend?
I had never seen the original. So I had never seen 1963 Pink Panther. I knew that Peter Sellers was in it. I know the music, it's iconic, even without seeing neither one of them. I know the Pink Panther music. I actually remember there being a cartoon when I was young. Well, it came out way before I was younger. But when I was younger, I remember there being a cartoon of it. But yeah, I had seen the 2006 one in the theater. But also, I haven't watched that one in it came out 16 years ago. It probably been like 14 years since I seen it. So it wasn't quite a first time watch, but it's been a really long time. So this honestly, before we even get into this went a lot differently than I thought it was going to going into watching these movies, to be honest. So I'm looking forward to discussing them.
Yeah, let me just tell you, the first time me watching this, it was the first time me watching the 1963 version, okay? 2006 is my jam, right? I was like, oh my God, let me sit down, but then it's been ages. But then my wife was like, yo, you are just like Detective Clouseau, bro. You and him got the same.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
I don't know. I think she's trying to say I'm stupid, but
Which
I was like, I'll
version
take
did you
it.
say you're like? The original? Because they're very different.
Yeah, the
So-
63. She was like, I'm more like
That's not
63.
that bad. At least you didn't say you were the Steve Martin one.
No,
An idiot.
I would have divorced her. I would have got a divorce.
So
I
that's
would
not
have got
that
a
bad.
straight up
I
divorce.
guess it's kind of a backhanded compliment.
It was. But we're gonna discuss because I had some moments in '63 that I laughed my ass off, bro. I don't know why. It just had me laughing. But let's get to the comments here on the screen. Let me see if I can pull them up. Should be able to pull them up this week. Let me just
Charlie's here. Charlie Cinematic Universe. What's
Oh,
up,
Charlie's in
Turner
the
fan?
house.
What's up, Turner fan?
Comics. Here we go.
By the way, Turner fan, our Mets, mine and Alex Mets, we lost to the Nationals, but so did the Cardinals today, 6-0. So I guess they
Ugh.
suck too. There you go.
They suck too.
Next time he comes on the
Oh,
show, though, just for
just-
him, I'm going to wear a Cardinals hat.
Nice.
I have one, so I'll do it.
All right, so anyway, I'll just read the comments here. All right, so Tony Movie Chappie, let me go up. I don't want to miss anyone here. Tony
Movie
Movie,
saying hi to each other.
yeah, Tony Movie Chappie says the Pink Panther 2006. Oh boy, and he has a grin. So I don't know what that means. Then he of course said also, but I am someone that grew up with the Pink Panther and Pals as a kid, but that was a great cartoon.
Oh, it is a cartoon. Okay, it's a cartoon.
So it was a cartoon, okay? The
Yeah.
doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, Henry Mancini, Robert, of course,
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
with statistics and facts. all the
Always
time.
with the
Who did
statistics,
the music for
bro.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
Iconic score. This is
Very
legendary.
iconic. Very iconic. Okay, so with that said, I got the trailers. I got Rotten Tomato scores. I even got box office numbers for all these two movies. Were these movies hits? Where the first one was a hit? Was the second one? I mean, the remake was a hit. I mean, of course it was because he got a sequel. But
Yeah, which I never saw, by the way. I never
the
saw
sequel-
the Pink Panther 2.
it is awesome.
What?
Let me tell you, I prefer the sequel over the first. But that's just me. That's just
Okay.
me.
I've never seen it. Don't know.
Never seen it? Oh, there was a scene. I'll just say one thing though.
Don't think I'll ever see it.
I know you won't ever,
Okay.
but there's a scene in the movie, right? Because there's 5 detectives and Detective Clouseau, right? And they're trying to figure out what's going on in the room. So since he's a master of deduction, right? So a girl walks in and she goes, she's hot. She comes in and he goes, let me put you up to speed. We have nothing. You up to speed?
Oh, that was the whole joke.
I don't know why I laugh at it. I'm so dumb. Hey,
It is funny.
Anyway,
the delivery
anyway.
comes through funny.
Okay, so here we go. Let's play the trailer first. I'll whip out all the information. I'm gonna be laughing throughout this whole segment because I think these movies were funny. But anyway, it is what it is. But let's start it off with the 1963 hit with Pink Panther.
A master thief,
What is that voice?
a priceless treasure,
I don't like that.
and an international mystery only one man can solve.
We must find that woman.
The one, the only, Inspector Clouseau.
Let me kiss your face. You will be witness to the capture of the notorious felon.
Peter Sellers, in the role that launched a comic legend.
What are you suggesting? It's been a night of surprises.
Take your filthy hands off my ass.
The Pink Panther.
All right. So that was the trailer from the 1962. Now they had a longer one. They had a 3-minute, but I didn't want to. This gives you enough of what the film is about. Okay. So so I'm gonna bring out the numbers now. Here we go. So this is the number. These are the Rotten Tomato scores and the box office numbers for the 1963 Pink Panther. Worldwide, it made 10 million at the time. Critics 89%. Audience 78% Rotten Tomato scores. Nate, what do you think about these numbers from the box office to the Rotten Tomato scores?
The box office is kind of low, but also this was like 1963,
Yeah.
right? So
Mhm.
that's a long time ago. At this point, it's like 60 years. Tomorrow, next year. Next year will be 60 years since this came out. So, 10 million 60 years ago is a lot more a lot more now with inflation. So the box office is hard to judge. I guess that's pretty good. Obviously, they made like freaking 7 of these movies, so
Yeah.
I'm sure it was good. The critics, I'm not surprised with either of the Rotten Tomato scores because even though I have never seen this, I know it's a very famous movie. Clearly, again, it had a whole bunch of sequels and they remade it. Usually those movies are things that people liked. So, it's rare that you see a movie that has like a 20% Rotten Tomatoes and then they remake it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised with the scores.
Now, when you saw the trailer, what did you think of it when you saw the trailer?
Okay, so I had never even seen it. I've never even seen a trailer for this movie until you just showed that one. And to be honest, are we just going into the discussion?
No.
or
I
are we
just want to
talking
see
about this trailer?
the trailer.
I think that trailer doesn't even do justice to the movie, to be
Yeah.
honest. All it shows is Clouseau. And the funny thing is, like, when I watched the movie, he's Peter Sellers, the second name. He's not even the top billed person in the movie. David Niven is the top billed person in the movie. And so I was like, that's weird. I thought this was like, again, I've only seen the remake and it's all about Clouseau.
Yeah.
This movie's it's not about him. He's just one of the main players in the movie. I do think the trailer did a good job of showing some of the slapstick, though. I think the part with the globe, when I saw it the first time when I was watching it, I cracked up laughing. When he kisses the guy's hand, that part was hilarious to me. Like he's going to, he just puts his hand up. There was a lot of jokes in there. The violin part was funny, where he's like, "Oh, let me, well, I will wait till we review it." But
Yeah.
I think they did a good job of showing how kind of bumbling he is. But I don't think it did the movie justice per se, because there's a lot of other stuff.
I was kind of shocked, to be honest with you, with these Rotten Tomato scores because, like, again, we do a lot of action movies, and these numbers are like straight up like top notch action. But this is comedy, right? And this is telling you that for this comedy movie from '63, this is actually an awesome, phenomenal movie. And I gotta agree, this is actually pretty cool. Is it up to par? Are we with the critics or the audience? And I gotta say, I'm with both on this one.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm with both. The worldwide numbers, I don't care. That's 63. Nothing we can do with that in terms of money. But in terms of the trailer, I love the trailer. I thought the trailer was right up my alley. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get to the review. All right, let's break this down. All right, let's have some fun. Let's break it down as much as possible here. And guys, if you guys watched it when I put up the schedule, awesome. Let us know in the comments down below, what did you think of the movie from 1963 and what was your biggest highlights of the film? And we're going to share ours also. Yeah. All right, Nate, what did you think of when you watched this movie?
So this show, Redo or Redon't, this episode right now is a great example of why this is going to be the perfect encapsulation of why we do this show. Because I loved this movie. I loved it. I was like, okay, first of all, I do like old movies. I like classics and, older movies, and I have no problem with watching an old movie. It looks incredible. They're going to all these different settings and these different countries, and they're in France and they're in like this like India type place, and they're, and it looks gorgeous. Like the cinematography is great. And I'm thinking, I thought this is a comedy, but it is not like, it's not a modern, well, obviously not a modern comedy, but it's not quite what you think when you think of a comedy. It's filmed and pretty much acted out like a heist film, right? But then they just have these comedic moments throughout the whole thing. So this is like a funny version of like when we did the Thomas Crown Affair or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's filmed really well. It has really good actors in it. Like the cast was really good. The performances are really good. But then you just got this guy who really, Peter Sellers, I will say this. He's just clumsy. He's not an idiot. Like he's a good detective, but he just is clumsy. He bumps into stuff. He trips and falls. Like even some of it's not his fault. Like when he walks up and the lady just opens the door and it bumps right into his face. It's like there's like mishaps and slapstick, but he's not like a bumbling buffoon, which I liked because that's what I thought he was going to be because I've only ever seen the 2006 one. So I love that. I thought the supporting cast was great. David Niven is funny as the guy who's the Phantom or whatever his name is, the one who steals the diamonds and stuff. I liked him. I love the script. I thought this thing was written extremely well. There's a lot going on all the time. And this, Alex, this has the comedy that I like, where it's like the hotel room scene is so like so perfect. When he comes home and she's in the bed and then the other guy's there and he climbs under the bed, from then on, that whole segment, I love that kind of comedy where it's like they're constantly moving. And if this guy comes back, then this guy's going to discover, and this one's hiding over there, and this one's hiding over there. When he's in the closet and he spins around, and he's like hanging on the thing, and then it spins back around the other way, and then he's in the bathtub. And then like I could have watched that for it goes on for like 10 minutes, but I could have kept watching it. I absolutely loved it. They do something similar with the party at the end in the princess's house, like with the fireworks and the people in the costume. Yeah, I love that. I thought that was really funny. That princess was gorgeous. I don't know who that actress is, but she was amazing. She looked like Monica Bellucci, kind of, who's like Italian actress. Well, she was in The Matrix, but she looked like she could be like her great aunt. Or something.
You always bring her up.
She's the only beautiful Italian actress I know. Well, there's like Sophia Loren and all these, but she looked like her. She looked like her. Do a side by side. You'll see.
We were watching a Passion of the Christ, and I was like, "Here goes Nate's woman." Yeah, I was like, "This is Nate's wife," and my wife started laughing.
I love her, but she resembled her. But yeah. Anyway, I thought it was fantastic. I thought the script is great. The music is great. Except there's that weird scene where they're in the party and that lady does like a whole music video.
Yeah.
It was a catchy song though. It was a catchy song. Like by the end of it, I'm like, this song is pretty good. And then they played again at the party. I loved it. I was surprised because I didn't know what to expect. And I really had a good time.
I will say this. This was the first time I watched for me also. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, man, please don't be a stinker. I was like, don't be a stinker. I love this movie. What's crazy is that, like, I know me and you was talking off air that a lot of people like prefer watching live streams of new movies, right? Top Gun, Maverick. They want to see all the physical movies and everything. But this is why I love what we do, because we get to go back in time and watch shit that we never seen and fall in love with the shit that we never seen, right?
Right.
And
exactly.
It is so fun. This movie is phenomenal. It is genius. One of my favorite scenes in this movie, and I don't know if you know, he plays the violin, and she goes, "Your violin came in," and he got excited. He was, "Oh yeah." He was like, "Yes." He's excited. He goes, "Oh, finally." He opens it, and he cannot play it. He went, "Rah, wah, wah," and he was like, "It's a masterpiece."
That part was so funny.
Oh, it's one of and I love comedy like this, and that's why I always prefer old comedy to the new ones now. Like people, Kevin Hart and all that. And I don't like those type of comedy. I love the older ones. Like I love my Eddie Murphys, and of course I love Steve Martin, but I love old comedy like this. It's just smart comedy. And that scene alone, I piss laughing. And my wife is like, "Why are you laughing?" I was like, "Because he can't play." He's like, "How does he know if
the whole joke? It's a little easy joke." He's like, this violin, he wanted it fixed. They send it to town. It gets fixed. He's like, oh, he's so excited. He opens it and he goes like, and then he's like, perfect. Like, oh my God. He's horrible. It's hilarious.
It's so funny and great. And the plot of the movie, so simple, so easy. It's just like Clue, but with Detective Clouseau, that is just, and then the scene that he's trying to kiss his wife and he can't land a kiss. Or when he starts, the funniest scene also is she's taking off the jacket and he's trying to make out with her, and they went into the closet because he thought the closet was closed. That shit was funny.
They fall in.
Yeah, they fall in. And then she's trying to make him do everything. He goes, and he's like, he's all happy. He's like in love with his wife. And it's just too funny. She goes, "Can you go get me milk?" He goes, "I would do whatever you want." And then he goes to the door. He can't open it. He's like,
breaks off the handle.
Yeah. So it's like, it's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah. It like that. I agree with you. I think Peter Sellers was great, and you know what's another great scene? And it's not I mean, there's some like humor to it, but just as far as the script and like really good writing, like the scene where what's his name, Sir Charles, isn't that the guy that's the Sir Charles, and he's in there with the princess, and she's laying on the tiger, and she's like drunk, and he's trying to like seduce her pretty much. Like I love that scene. Like their banter was really good, and she's like, "I'm gonna tell the tiger," and then the tiger is like it was really well done, really well written, and I'm like, I did not expect like this movie to be what it is. To be honest with you,
you know what's crazy, and I don't know how you feel about this. I want to buy them all and watch them 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I ended up looking it up after. Like, I want to watch the other ones.
All of them,
I know Alan Arkin was in one of them. Maybe I'll skip that one. But like, I want to watch all the Blake Edwards ones that he directed because he made this one and then 2 and then not 3, but then like 4, 5, 6 or something like that. And it made me want to watch them. That's how much I enjoyed it. I was like,
same here. I was like, I want to buy them now. Like, I want to own the Pink Panthers because it was so good. All right, let me see what you guys are here talking about. Okay, Jojo Joker's in the house. Hey, what's up, Scott? We got David's in the house. Hey, what's up? Hey, all right, so here we go. Robert makes the cuts. Here. Yes, Stephanie's in the house too. All right, so Robert makes the cut. Robert says Peter Sellers is the GOAT. Scott says, hello, fellas. David says, I think my favorite highlight was his timing so perfect. I agree. Stephanie says, hi, everyone. Say hello. Let me see. And that's pretty much it. Zebra drinking. That's what...
Jace. Yeah,
Jay
that part was hilarious.
That was
when
funny.
The zebras come in and they're drinking out of the thing, but it's just people in there. Like it's not an actual zebra. So like, what are they even doing really?
Yeah.
And the part where he rips off the guy in the gorilla mask and he has another gorilla mask underneath it. And then when they pull that off, then he screams when it's the guy's regular face. Yeah. That was hilarious.
That was funny. Tony Movie Chappie says, I haven't seen the original Pink Panther movie in a very long time, but I do remember it being very funny. And then he also said, but it sure as hell is better than, okay, so it's way better than the 2006 one. That's what he's trying to say on that one. So we're going to get to that one right now.
Did you have any negatives on this one? I had one.
Slow. It was slow at times when it didn't pick up.
The ending caught me off guard. I didn't think the movie was going to end like that.
Oh, that pissed me off. He's going to go to jail?
I was surprised. Yeah, I was like, wait a second. I thought, but then it made me think, and this is why I'm like alluded to the trailer you played. Like, it's not really about, again, it's not about Clouseau per se. So the ending, when you have that in your mind, it does work. It's not what I thought it was going to be. So I'm not going to like mark off a lot, but it did catch me off guard. I did not think, like, I looked at the time like, wait a second, this is how this movie ends. Like, that's, I mean, kind of ballsy to be honest, but I did not expect it to end that way.
I didn't either, but I gave it a lot of respect because you never get like the main character going to jail at the end.
And they just drove away.
Yeah.
Three people, they just drove away.
I think it was, to be honest with you, well, let's give it the score. What did you give the score for this one?
Oh, God.
Out of 5.
9 out of 10. Oh, 4.5 out of 5. 4.5.
I agree.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, 450. 4.5.
Yep.
All right,
it
here
would
we
have
go.
been a 5 if the ending was a slightly different. So I will mark
give
off
it the respect.
I give it respect, but I didn't love it. So I give it a 4.5. But it was the rest of the movie I love.
All right, so here we go. Scott says, look, I didn't even know there was an original live action movie. I thought you guys were reviewing the cartoons compared to the Steve Martin remake.
No, man.
No, there's an actual movie.
Comparing the cartoons. All right.
Robert Makes the Cut gave it a 5 out of 5.
Harrison says.
Yeah, he says the original one. We all know he's going to go with the original.
Yes.
But
Harrison is
Scott,
the original.
There is one. There is.
You need to watch it.
Yeah, you're gonna need to watch
Scott,
that.
I know he is. I see his Instagram post. He watches old movies. You gotta watch the 1963 one. It's funny.
Well, it's a lot.
It's not like haha, super hilarious, funny, but it's funny.
Yeah. No, when this comedy kicks in, you start to laugh. Me and Scott talk a lot during the DMs when he puts up movies, and we talk a little. All right, so here we go. So now let's get to Detective Clouseau, the Steve Martin version. All right, so here we go. So Nate, give everybody a little taste. So you went to 2006 to see the Steve Martin version. What did you think before you did the rewatch? What was your original?
2006?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was funny.
Okay.
Now, I think we talked about this last week Like I distinctly remember the hamburger scene every time where he's trying to learn English. He's like, I'm gonna hire the best voice coach, and then he can't even say this one sentence. And I think what made me laugh so much was how long it goes. Like they keep trying to do the sentence, then they try to break it up just into small words. Like that comedy can work for me. Those like scenes where they just keep going and going. So I remember always thinking that was funny. And then I didn't remember a lot. Like I forgot Jean Reno was in this movie. I forgot Kevin Kline was in this movie. I forgot Jason Statham is the guy who gets murdered at the beginning. Like I didn't even remember barely anything except a few of the jokes. So, but I remember liking it. I was also 19 when this movie came out. So I was a different person than I am now, but I do remember liking it.
Well, let me just tell you something, my friend. This movie, okay? I warped this so much when we went to see it. My wife hates this movie. So I saw this by myself. She didn't want to watch it no more. Because every time I watch this movie, I start to talk French. And it's bad. Okay? I loved this movie when I first saw it. Now, I don't know. Can't give you guys yet what I thought of it on the rewatch. But when I saw it, I was like, this dude is right up my alley. You got the legendary Steve Martin.
I love Steve Martin.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah. But let's see. Let's watch the trailer. And let's see what we all think.
Oh, you know what else I remember? I used to say this all the time. For some reason, this scene made... Okay, I just got to say it before we go to the trailer. The scene that always cracked me up, besides... And I laughed again this time. I won't lie. The scene that always cracks me up is when they're trying to solve the murder, and they go to the soccer thing. And he's like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Yuri. And the trainer, and he's like, what do you do? And he's like, I train. And he calls him Yuri, the trainer that trains. And then he turns, he's like, do not leave Europe. He's like, oh, but we got a match in China. He's like, do not leave Europe or China. And he's like, yeah, but then I gotta go to Brazil. He's, do not leave Europe, China, or the Americas. He just goes, okay. Like, I don't know why, but it's the way he turns and points. It cracks me up. And I laughed again this time. So those two scenes stick out in my mind from when I saw it the first time.
I got more scenes, but I got to watch the trailer to refresh. Okay, but yes, with that said, check out the trailer to the 2006 Pink Panther.
Jason Statham.
Somewhere in this arena, in front of 60,000 screaming fans. The crime of the century has been committed, and only one man can solve it.
Officer Jacques Cluzeux, gendarme, third class.
Set her to help. He's got a partner.
Without warning, I will attack you. In this way, I will keep you vigilant and alert.
Good one.
Thank you.
He's got a clue.
He was just found dead.
Was it fatal?
Yes,
How fatal?
completely.
And he'll stop at nothing to crack the case. Steve Martin. Kevin Kline.
I see you have one of these collapsible pointers. You just snap it up in there.
And Beyonce Knowles.
Here she is. Newspapers!
The Pink Panther.
I don't know why. I don't know why, man. It's just his his accent is so fucking funny. Okay. All right. So let's pull up the numbers for the Pink Panther, 2006. All right. So box office, it made $164 million. Okay, 2006 money. Rotten Tomatoes of 21% critics, and audience of 51%. So now we have a little unbalance here of the critics versus the audience, where the audience thought it was funny. It's past the 50. Nate, what do you think of these numbers and stuff?
Yeah, I remember it doing well. Like when I went to see it, there was like a lot of people at the theater watching it. So, and obviously, like you said, they made a sequel. So they made a sequel of a remake, which means the remake did well financially. Not really surprised. I think I looked it up too after I watched it. The budget was like 80 million, so like double, what it cost. The Rotten Tomatoes scores. Okay, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Only because this is like 2006 and it has a lot of slapstick in it, which at this point is not really what audiences are like. You got to remember, this was near where like Judd Apatow started doing movies. So you started getting a lot more like the R-rated adult comedies, more, like not slapstick comedy. So it's kind of a oddball movie for the year it came out.
Yeah.
So I'm not that surprised. And I'm not surprised with the audience. I mean, any movie that makes a lot of money or is successful, usually the audience score is at least 50, not always, but usually it's higher than the critics. So the box office is less surprising to me.
Yeah, I mean, the only shock that I'd have here is pretty much the critics and the audience.
Yeah.
I'm a little shocked because, I mean, I like this type of comedy. I think it's hilarious when someone legendary pulls it off. But
yeah,
with that said, now it's time to talk about let's just talk about it, okay? We got to sit back and talk about this movie.
Yeah.
All right, Nate. So you saw it on the rewatch after 27 years.
I watched it
or
back
16
to back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same
and
here.
I watched the old one, and literally right after it was over. Did I freeze? Okay.
No, you're good.
Okay. Literally right after it was over, I put the new one. And it starts off, and I laugh. You know what else I laughed at? The part at the beginning where he parks the car and then he goes to open the door and he slams it and he's like, "You pull up," like the way he says "pull up" or whatever, like with the French accent. It makes me laugh. But I got to be honest with you, I did not laugh at barely anything this time around. I was like, I still laughed at the hamburger scene. I still laughed at the Yuri the trainer scene. I laughed when he went in this. He's like, "Is this room soundproof?" And he goes in there and just starts farting like really loud. That made me chuckle. And that's it. I didn't laugh for the last like 45 minutes of the movie. I did not like it. I think this was the best way to do it, because this is a redo or redon't. From now on, I don't always do it this way, but I'm going to watch these movies always one right after the other, because that is the best way to compare and contrast. The script for this movie is not good. It's very lowbrow. It's very like whatever's the obvious joke. And I'm not saying it's not funny. I'm just saying whatever is the obvious joke, that's the joke they go with. You know what I mean? It does not have any like clever dialogue or clever writing. It's totally different than the original. Like, I know this is a remake. Jay said it's more of a mashup of all the OG ones. Maybe so. From what I read, Peter Sellers did up the accent in the sequels than he did in the first movie. So maybe Steve Martin is doing, because his French accent is like the most ridiculous French accent you've ever heard in your life. Like it doesn't even sound French at most points. Justice is justice and France is France at the press conference. And like, he's saying words that they don't even sound French. So it's funny. Sometimes it's not funny. Other times Beyonce is horrible in this. Horrible. And I never thought she was a good actress, but she was especially bad at, like, she was like just starting. So her line delivery is really bad. I don't know, Alex. I didn't like it. I was like, I remember liking this, but taste change, comedy changes. You get older, and I'm just like, I don't think this is that funny anymore. I didn't laugh much.
Let me just tell you something. After watching this movie, I totally liked it.
You just love both.
You know what it is? No, I do like the first one better than the sequel. I mean, better than the remake. But Steve Martin's accent, to this day, I mean, it is just one of the funniest things. And you know what? I was laughing the whole freaking movie because it was just so stupid. Like, especially when he meets Pouton for the first time. Right? And Pouton is like, "How are you gonna solve the crime?" Right? He goes, "Well," he's like, "Pouton, what do you think?" He goes, "Solving crime is like a jigsaw puzzle. First you have to have the jig and then the saw. If there's no jig, then there's no saw. And if there's no saw, then there's no mystery."
That's Oh, I did like that part. That is funny when he's asking him about his history. Like, all my family is cops. He's like, "What about before that?" He's like, "They lived in the country and they were cops. What about before that?" And he makes him go back to freaking the beginning of time. And he's like, "They were farmers." And he's like, "You're not a real cop."
And
Like,
then
what?
the other funny part is when he's interrogating the guy, and he goes in, he goes, "Where's the Pink Panther?" The guy goes, "I'm not gonna." He goes, "I don't know." And then he goes, "All right." And he comes back and he goes, "Cigarette?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "Good." He starts to play the good cop. He
Good cop, bad cop. Yeah, that's
Good
right.
part. Yeah, he goes, it's supposed to work with two people. He went, yeah. I think,
does both.
look, I think the accent is like flawless, man. And especially when he goes, "I have to leave you a massage," instead of a message.
Yeah.
I thought that was very funny. I just think that's funny. But I agree with you. In terms of the entire movie and the plot points and everything, it's not good at all. It's a bad movie. It's horrible. It's not good. It's really bad. But I think Steve Martin shines in this movie as Detective Clouseau. Now, if they would have dialed back the stupidity a bit.
He's
And
too
keep him-
stupid.
Huh?
He's too stupid.
He's way
Like,
too stupid.
Compared to like Peter Sellers, like he's a horrible cop. He's not good at all, and he's an idiot. Like Sellers was, like I said, bumbling, but he wasn't an idiot. He was clumsy. This guy is clumsy and stupid, both. So it
Yeah.
became to be like, how did he even? It's one of those movies where, like, if you sit and think, you're like, why would anyone even hire him in the first place to be a cop? There's no way he could like even fill out the application correctly. He's so stupid.
And that was like the whole point of the movie, right? That was
Yeah,
like the
how
whole
did he
point,
even become a cop? Yeah, it's weird. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's a movie,
Yeah.
But I agree. They had to, if they dialed it back a bit, I might have liked it a little more because
Yeah.
he is the focus of this movie, not the crime, not the mystery. It's him, it's his show. And if it works for you, you'll like it. And if it doesn't, you may not.
Yeah, I mean, if he keeps that French accent the whole movie, I'm good with it. I'm really good. But remember the other scene too? He goes, "But it's an idiom." He goes, "No, sir, you are the idiom."
Yeah.
Oh, like this is so dumb. No, but
I
look,
did
to
laugh
me,
too when he tried to help her off the desk.
oh
And it's like,
yeah,
it's so hard. All he has to do
Yeah.
is like help her, and he like picks her up like this, and he's putting her on the wall, and like some
Yeah.
innuendo. But that part was kind of funny.
Well, that, and then remember when he thought all the rooms were bugged, he was like, "Shh." He's like,
Yeah.
"There is a lovely weather."
Oh, this lovely weather we are having.
Yeah, it's really nice and pleasant weather.
Every time he goes in a room.
Yeah, it's just so dumb, but it's funny. Okay, let's get to you guys chat and see what you guys think of this movie. All right, 4K lowdown. So look, I like the 2006 one, Shades of the Naked Gun, with this for him. Okay, so he thought that. He goes, it's total physical comedy. Kind of agree with that one. Tony Movie Chappie coming in hard. He said, I thought this movie, it was really bad. I just bland, and besides a couple of chuckles or there, they not that made me
here or
laugh
there.
all the time. This is Steve Martin's at his worst, and the second one is even worse. Oh no. Okay, no, stop down. Stop there, my little friend. No, I mean, it's not his worst. There's a lot of worse movies out there. This is not his worst. I think, I mean, if you want to put it in a whole, you could say yes, but in terms of his characters, I think Detective Clouseau has to be
I don't know. You
somewhere.
know what's funny? If you ask me, like, what's my top
Steve Martin?
favorite Steve Martins, I don't have any. Like,
Really?
I don't think he's unfunny, but I don't even think I own any Steve Martin movies.
Man,
He's
Two
not
Brains.
one of my favorite comedians. Nope.
No, Man with Two Brains is
The
mad
Jerk.
funny.
I saw The Jerk
Yeah.
last year, and I did not laugh. And everyone's like, it's such a classic comedy. It's so funny. I laughed at one joke, and I did not like that movie. Three Amigos is pretty good. I
Oh,
liked
that's
it in
my
Father of the
joint.
Bride. I liked Father of the Bride because that came out when I was a kid, and I remember me and my sister used to watch it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm not crazy about Steve Martin. The more I
That's
think
not-
about it,
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I own most of it. I got the Three Amigos. The Man with Two Brains is my joint.
to Tony's point, I can't say if he's at his worst or not because I don't know what his best is, to be honest.
It could be. Scott says, what's funnier, MI2 or Pink Panther remake? Ooh.
Oh, Pink Panther remake. MI2's not really funny. I mean,
No,
I
he
get what he's
means, like,
going.
how
I think he's saying
horrible.
it's really bad.
Yeah.
But I don't remember laughing much at it. I just thought, wow, this kind of
movie
sucks.
Yeah.
That's more like disappointing than funny.
I
Pink
agree.
Panther at least made me chuckle.
Yeah.
Intentionally.
Steve Martin. Oh, here we go. Tony Movie Chappie again with the Steve Martin. Steve Martin isn't the best, when he's a screenwriter because he did co-wrote the script on this movie.
He did.
Okay.
Which could be a point. I mean, maybe he wrote, he's got a lot, he's doing a lot, and he's writing the character himself and portraying it. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Jay Manley said, look, a second time watch for me. Didn't work for me, but I laughed a little. Okay. 4K Lowdown Davis said, look, Roxy would be my favorite Steve Martin next to Plane, Trains, and Automobiles with John Candy.
I've never seen that.
Okay.
So,
yeah. That was a
I'm
pretty
gonna
good
have
one. Robert Makes the Cut says, dead men don't wear plaid. All for me. Oh, Bowfingers. Mad funny with Eddie Murphy and him. That was my shit. I like that movie a lot.
Robert loved The Jerk.
He loves The Jerk.
Have you ever seen The Jerk?
I don't remember it, but yeah.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Bowfinger's my joke. I like Bowfinger.
70s comedies that I don't think that humor works for me personally. I didn't like it.
Could be. He has a different style of comedic tones with everyone. Tony Movie Chappie said, look, The Big Year is in my top 3 favorite movies of all time. How many favorite movies do he have for 3? He has more than 3.
Yeah, Tony, I want a list. I think every movie's in your top 3, and it's a lot more than 3 movies. Make me a top 10 list of your top 10 favorite movies. I want to know. Because earlier he said, thank God he did The Big Year after Pink Panther 2, because that was a little bit of a comeback, but also in your top 3 favorite movies. Interesting. So maybe he don't like Steve Martin either.
Maybe he might hate him.
With Jack Black. They do like bird watching or something. Is that The Big Year?
I don't know. I could look it up. You want me to look it up? Let me look it up.
Yeah, look up The Big Year. I think it's like about bird watchers or something like that.
Bird watchers.
Yeah, I never seen it. I don't know.
What is it called? The Big
Jay
Year?
says The Big Year. Jay says, I love The Jerk too. Yes, of course. Jay and Rob always love them old movies, all the same ones.
Oh, yeah, it is. Ben Stiller, Steve Martin, Owen Wilson, John Cleese.
Ben Stiller, not Jack Black. Okay.
Jack Black is in it too.
Oh, he is? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
it's
Jack Black,
watching,
Owen
right?
Wilson. Yeah, 2011. Yeah.
I don't like that. I never seen it, but it did look interesting.
Yeah, it says 3 avid bird watchers compete to spot the rarest birds in North America.
That's one of Tony's top 3 favorite movies of all time. So, Tony, that's cool. I want you to make, and I'm being serious, I want to know your top 10 favorite movies of all time. Don't put it here in the chat. Make like an Instagram post or something. I'll like it and share it. I want to see it. Because that would be very interesting to me. But okay, The Big Year. So anyway, back to Pink Panther. Yeah, Alex, I didn't like it. I was worried, especially after watching the new one or the original.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shoot. I don't know if I remember laughing, but I don't think this movie's like one of them is truly great in every like filmmaking aspects. And the other one like might make you laugh depending on your sense of humor. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was surprised. I definitely, there were parts that made me laugh. I won't lie. But not the second half. I didn't really like too much. I think all the good jokes were early.
I do agree with you on that. I do agree. In terms of, I did enjoy the 2006 Pink Panther, but I enjoyed the 63 version way more. And I think it's because it didn't take itself very serious as the 2006, where it tried to be funny. This one was just, yeah, it was a murder mystery, and I like murder mysteries. It's like, that's one of my bread and butters I enjoy. But yeah, it's weird. All right, so what do you give the 2006 score out of 5?
Honestly, probably a 2.
2 out of 5?
5. Yeah. When I started, I thought I was going to end up with like a 3, maybe. I was like, it's at least a 3. And then I was like, nope, it's not at least a 3. It's a 2. It does have some solid jokes early on, but.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I give it a 3 out of 5. I thought it was good enough for me. Not for everyone, but for me, I mean, it's not something I will watch all over the place, but I give it a 3 out of a 5. I thought it was a good in my book. But yeah, I now, here we go.
So, before we pick redo or we don't, we got to do a couple of comparisons here, because they have some similarities, a lot of differences. So my question to you is, better Clouseau, Peter Sellers, Steve Martin, which one are you watching more often? What's up, Cal?
Wait, what's up, Cal? To be really fun, to be honest with you, I love his accent of Steve Martin, but I will go with Peter Sellers because he's more dumb. he's more Mr. Magoo of the two. You know what I mean? Like he's not, and I, you know what it is the damn violin sold it for me, man. That part
was so funny.
hilarious.
One little joke, and it's hilarious.
I will go with Peter Sellers on this one between the two.
I'm gonna agree. I think, like we mentioned, I think Steve Martin's too stupid,
Yeah.
and I liked Peter Sellers, that he's not dumb, but he's clumsy. He's a little bit of a buffoon here and there, but at the end of the day, he solved he knew who did it. Like, he was able to solve it legitimately, not by accident, not by just fumbling into the, answer. Like, he solved it. He just, they all teamed up against him pretty much at the end. So to frame him, but he knew.
Remember when he goes to the airport? They go, "Get your hand on your pocket." He goes, "What's in the pocket?" He was a hamburger. He couldn't say hamburger.
Still can't. The damn burger.
Yeah, he was like, "We have a damn burger situation." No, but I agree with you.
I agree with you, Peter Sellers. Now, which mystery, not counting comedy, just mystery, did you prefer? Because they're different. The first one is attempted heist of the Pink Panther diamond. And it has a lot to do with like the other country that the princess lives in, and them trying to take it back. And this one is a murder. They steal the diamond, but it's also a murder that they're trying to solve. Which did you prefer?
Honestly, I know this is gonna be like nitpicking. I like the Stella's version because that felt more of a mystery. Like, I did not know, to be really honest with you, I think halfway through the movie, I really did not know where we were going with this. I was like, okay, who did what? And I was kind of lost. I didn't know who did it. Like, I like that type of movie, like that whole heist style of mystery, like Knives Out. Like, I like that stuff. So, to me, I'm going to go with the Sellers version in the 2006.
Yeah, and after I answer, I'm going to go to the chat. I agree on a lot of levels here. One, I think the first one, even though you know who's trying to steal it, the end catches you off guard. I think you don't see I don't think you can really foresee that the princess ended up being in on, getting in on it as well, and then them framing Clouseau. Like, all of that stuff came out of left field, which made it even more interesting. The Steve Martin version, like, it is the most bare bones kind of buffoonery, where it's like, red herring, and it's a little less good. It's not a little less good. It's a way less better as far as the writing is concerned of the whole thing. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Scott said, where can he find it? Amazon has it for $18 on Blu-ray. So if you guys are interested in purchasing, we're not affiliated with Amazon, but if you guys want to pick it up,
I rented it for $3.99 on Amazon Prime. So.
I saw it for free on Hulu. Because it has the stars. But
if you have the stars edition on your Hulu, it's free.
Yeah, it's free. All of them. All of the whole thing. $18 on Blu-ray. So Scott, if you want to own it, $18. I'm waiting to see if they have like an entire box set of all of them. They do,
but it's out of print because it was Shout Select. So it's like $270.
Oh, no, I'm good.
So, I think we both prefer the original as far as the mystery. Let's go chat really quick. Jay Manley also picked Peter Sellers.
Okay.
David, 4K Lowdown, he picked Peter Sellers. Scott, I'm with Nate on this one. I'm with Nate on this one. My best friend was such a fan of the remake and always tried to get me to watch it, and it just never clicked with me. Yeah, it didn't work for everybody. Robert makes the cut. Peter Sellers all the way. David said, and twice on Sunday, Rob. David McGuire coming through with a pick. Peter Sellers as well. Now, as far as which one has the better mystery, David, 4K Lowdown, says the original was the better mystery of the two. And then Jay, I think you guys might like Peter Sellers in Being There. Maybe. Might have to add it. I know he was in Doctor Strangelove too. He was good in that as well. But you answered Scott there. And then Tony says he also picked Peter Sellers over Steve Martin. So I'm only going to ask you those two things because the rest of the movies are so different. This is not like Thomas Crown Affair where they had like so many similar, like love interest, and because they're totally different. In the first one, he was married and she's like cheating on him and is a bad lady. And in the remake, he ends up falling in love with like his like assistant or whatever. Like, it's totally, the plots are totally different. Yeah, there's just a central mystery and a Clouseau. So I think we both picked the original for both of those. So now it comes to the question of, is this a redo or a redon't? I'm
going to go with redon't on this one. Like hard redon't. Like,
Yeah. I'm going to agree with you. Okay. After seeing the original, this remake, even if, like you said, even if it makes you laugh, it is so far below the original one in quality that's like it's bad. It made it look really bad watching them back to back. I agree. It's a redon't. This did not need to happen. I mean, heck, there's already 6 other sequels. Like I don't know how good they are. I've never seen them. Some might be bad. I have no idea, but I know the original Pink Panther is great. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say, like the score, the musical score. The new one is so they use the theme, but the rest of it's like really crappy 2006. Alan Silvestri did the music, which is weird because he's a good composer, but the music is not good. While the original one's like super great. It's like jazzy. Henry Mancini did it. It's just better on every single level. So I'm agreeing with you. I'm going to go with a redon't. A hard redon't.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on the chat.
Put the poll.
Put the
put it
poll
up there. Jay says all the women were gorgeous in the original. Agreed. Beautiful. David says Bustin' makes me feel good. Redon't. That was for you. Bustin' makes me feel good. Little Ghostbusters. Robert said redon't, but you guys vote on the poll when he puts it up. If you've seen both, if you haven't, do yourself a favor because I'm pretty sure the one you haven't seen might be the original. And if you have not, watch it.
All right, I'll put up the poll. Ask the community. It is up now. Voting. You guys could vote right there. But
I always vote on the poll myself.
yes.
Even though I'm sitting here talking, I still vote.
Yes. Vote, please. Vote, please. We do or we don't. No, but okay, so coming up next, and I'll give you guys the next redo or redon't for next month.
Yeah.
That it's going to be.
Oh, it should be a horror one because
It's going to be a horror one. It is going to be a horror
Nightmare
one.
on Elm Street, no?
I believe it is.
Yeah, October is all horror-related shows.
Redo or redon't is Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes.
Oof.
1987 or whatever the hell it was. And then versus 2010 version.
Yeah.
Which I don't
Which
believe I saw that
I haven't
one.
seen since 2010.
I don't think I
saw it
ever
at the
seen the
theater.
remake. I don't think I ever seen the remake of Friday the 13th.
So I do like to discuss before we read because I haven't seen it in 12 years. And I remember hating it. So I don't, again, it might, you know what? I remember liking this movie and I didn't. And I remember hating that one. Maybe I like it. Tastes change. Things change. So I'm looking forward to it, but I don't own that. I own the original one and I never bought the remake. I saw it at the theater with a buddy of mine and I left so sad. I was like, what did I just see? Why did I watch that? So I'm wondering if things changed.
I don't think I've seen it. I seen the original Nightmare on Elm Street, which that's going to be a hot take when we see it. But yeah,
okay. So it might be a little hot take. I don't know. Well, listen, the first one directed by a horror maestro, Wes Craven. The remake directed by a music video director, Samuel Bayer. You might know him from he directed Smells Like Teen Spirit for Nirvana and the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. So you'll see, knowing that, you'll see a lot of music video-ness in the direction from what I remember. Some of the shots look like, okay, this looks like a guy who directed music videos directed this. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because you remember we did Fincher for Director Spotlight. He came from music videos and some of his early movies, there's certain things that kind of have that, you know, that dark music video feel. Like it looked like rock video. Seven especially had a lot of stuff that looked like kind of like hard rock video. So it's not always bad, but you could tell the style is
no, you can't. Scott says, look, I have never seen the remake of Elm Street, but I have heard so many bad things. I don't think there's going to be much comparison between the competition between the original and remake. You really don't know. Because we're going back at this because, again, I haven't seen the original Freddy Krueger in years, and I never seen the remake. So, honestly,
and from what you've already said, what I deduced, as like Clouseau would do, is that you don't love the original.
I'm going to use my special deduction.
Power of deduction. If by what you've said, it sounds like you don't even love the original. So it might be a competition from one of us.
Yeah.
I don't know. So we'll see. And then Robert, of course, I have the Nightmare Collection on Blu-ray. He's got everything.
I think I have the DVD set. I don't think I own him on
The
Blu-ray.
cool one?
The
Where it's
one where he was
all
like,
yeah,
he looks like a
that one- it
Jurassic
looks
Park
cool.
thing. Oh, we got
Hey,
Rev is
Rev
in
is
the
here.
house. But
Greetings,
yeah, I
sir.
have that version, the Jurassic Park, of him looking with the new Nightmare look.
Yeah, that
on
one's
the
cool.
side. Yeah, it is. It
I mean,
is.
the set looks
It
cool.
is.
Yeah, the
No, the
D&D
set
looks
is pretty cool. But yeah, so that's gonna be next month in October. In October, we got the director spotlight for. You guys are gonna love that one. Let me tell you right now, you guys are gonna love that
We're
next
gonna
month.
announce that right with Mel Gibson.
Yes, I'm Mel Gibson next week.
And
Mel
next
Gibson,
week,
yeah.
so next week, Mel Gibson director spotlight. We're gonna announce the October person. In October, we have the shows are Nightmare on Elm Street, Redo or Redon't. We have favorite horror movie, What the Hall, with Jerry as a guest. We have the
Jerry and
director
one other
spotlight.
person. I forgot who it was.
Someone else too. We have two
Yeah.
people for that one.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I have to double check. And then we
Top
got
5.
the Halloween. No, we got the oh yeah, and the Halloween
Top 5.
Spooktacular. I'm just excited for the trivia. We got another
Yeah.
trivia
Yeah,
tournament.
that's hard. All these phony
Alex, the
balonies.
last time you did those horror ones are hard. The questions were
Everybody
hard.
was like, "Oh, I know horror." Then when I asked the question,
Ralph,
they were like, "Bling,
remember Ralph?
bling, bling, bling."
Yeah.
They did not know.
I told him he had to change his name to Just Coffee because he
Yeah.
didn't get none of the horror ones right. The horror questions that Alex has, I'm just letting y'all know now. If you entered this tournament, you might get some right. You might be an expert. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I remember them being difficult. Like they're
Yeah.
not super easy. Like who is the killer of Friday the 13th? It ain't that. So you better watch everything weird and be ready
Yeah.
to answer some weird questions.
So we're bringing back trivia again. We always do trivia. You know how we do it here. March Movie Madness is always going to be on this channel. That's our favorite. Always going through. October, we try to do a Halloween one so everyone could get into the whole spirit of Halloween. Again, for this October, we're going to have top 5 horror villains. That's going to be pretty cool. Maybe we bring in a guest for that one because that was actually a pretty fun one. I don't know.
David,
We'll
I
talk
think you
about that.
mentioned McGuire. No, 4K Lowdown. David, you we probably don't need a guest for Redo or Redon't, but if you want to join us, since you're here and you volunteered, if you want to join us for top 5 horror villains,
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy to have
Yeah,
you
if he
on.
wants to do the top 5 horror villains, he can have that. We can have fun with that. We're trying to make it as much fun and then of course, then we get to the Christmas, which we will reveal that afterwards, and then of course the November. But other than that, that's pretty much October. Coming up for this month, I'll just do it quick. We have Mel Gibson Month next week. Director Spotlight next week with Mel Gibson. We're going to talk about The Man Without a Face. I cannot wait to sit down and talk about that movie. Let me
I
tell
haven't
you.
watched it yet.
Oh, dude, let me tell you. You ever saw it before?
Never seen it. It's the only one that I haven't seen.
I can't wait for you to sit down because you're going to
You
text me
can't
right.
even express words.
I can't even express the. Oh my god. Anyway, let me tell
boy.
you, I can't wait.
I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I have no idea what
The
I'm getting
Man
into.
Without a Face, awesome. Let's get to the Braveheart. Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Bravehearts. Then we're gonna go right into the Passion of the Christ, Apocalypto. I hope I said that one right. And then of
Apocalypto?
course Hacksaw Ridge is the next one. So again, guys, please watch those movies. We are encouraging everyone that joins us on the live shows or on the replay. You don't have to watch these movies, but we encourage it. So at least you got some knowledge of watching the damn movies and say
Hey,
you
can
have
join us on
watched
the
it.
discussion in the chat. I know
Yeah.
Rev. Mel
Rev
Gibson's
knows
his
it.
guy.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
already knows these. So
Yeah.
it's one of the guys he recommended or wanted us to do. So we're gonna do it. 5 movies. Now you have a week, but
Yeah.
you could get through them in a week if you've seen them all, but maybe there's one you haven't. Like me, I have not seen The Man Without a Face. Now I will rewatch the other one since we have to really discuss. But if you haven't seen one in a while, throw it in, pop it in. See Apocalypto. I know that one's very popular.
I
with,
never
like,
saw it. So
yeah,
I'm
it's
watching
very
it this week.
popular.
Yeah. So Man Without a
do it.
Face. Oh, mamacita. Let me just tell
And
you.
it's gonna be
the
a fun ranking because it's only 5 movies.
It's
so.
gonna be 5 movies, okay? And I'm gonna do the rankings like we did before. We're gonna go one by one, and it actually worked. That's gonna be working. But let me just tell you, Mel Gibson Month was hard, bro. Hard. I still got Braveheart and Hacksaw, but again, with the Action Movie Guys podcast, we did record our actual in depth of Braveheart. So we're not gonna go into depth with that one, but let me tell you.
We'll talk about it, but I'm not rewatching it.
No, I'm not rewatching that one. Hacksaw Ridge, yeah, but let me just
I
tell
haven't seen
you.
that in a while.
This is
Don't
hard.
say Man Without a Face again.
This is hard. Man without a face, bro. Man without a face.
Man Without a Face.
Let me
Okay.
tell you. But yeah, Man Without a Face. Guys, I'm telling you, I recommend everyone catch. If you go, oh my God, I never seen Passion, Man Without a Face. Watch that one first. Watch that one
Tony.
first, then go to Passion, because I never seen Passion of the Christ.
Tony, good
So-
night. Have a good night. I want that list.
Yes.
Top 10. I want to see your top 10 movies of all time Instagram post. I'll share it on
Yep.
my stories and everything. I'm genuinely interested.
Yeah, but look, other than that, okay, we gave you guys everything that's coming out. This Wednesday, inside of the Collector's Cave, we have movie buff Grant is going to be joining us. Let me just pull up some promos here so you guys can check it out. Who's going to be here on Wednesday? I'll be sitting down with this lovely guy right here. Again, first time me. I don't talk much with a lot of people on the DMs. I'm trying to bring a lot of new faces into the channel so you guys can check them out and, of course, see. Movie Buff Grant does not have a YouTube channel. He's more on Instagram, so you guys want to support him and follow him. Movie Buff Grant _. And there you go. There you have it on that. So I'll be sitting down with him this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then, of course, the following week, we are going MCU with Iron Man 2, which Harrison is coming back because that is Iron Man. So I got to talk to him on that one. But yeah, other than that, I love my Mondays because we always have fun here. But Nate, anything you got to say before we go?
No, looking forward to it. If you guys are listeners of the Action Movie Guys podcast, we are starting a new month. We got Liam Neeson month. So tomorrow we are reviewing Spider-Man Far From Home, and we are reviewing The A-Team, which I watched. I just watched and looking forward to talking about it. I haven't seen it in forever. So yeah, we're doing a little bit of Liam Neeson this month. So that should be fun. We're going with dad action movies. These are the dad
action
movies here.
movies. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but look, other than that, thank you so much for everyone that joined in on the action tonight, on the fun. We got David from 4K Lowdown. We got Scott, which is JoJo Joker 926. We got Robert. Robert makes the cut. We got Rev 4K in the house. We got Jay Manley. Of course, we got Tony Movie Chappie D9, Neil Blumhouse fan or Blumcamp.
Neil Blumhouse.
Yeah. Blum Mellencamp. Kal-El Deli.
Cougar Blummenkamp.
We got Kal-El Daily in the house also. Again, thank you everyone if you're catching on the replay. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We're climbing up there. I think we need 40 more to hit 1,000. We're almost there. We're almost there. The soundboard is coming back. I'm going to have a fresh new soundboard there. Again, guys, thank you so much. And again, like always, I always leave you guys with a brand new outro every show. So check out this outro for you guys. Other than that, be awesome to each other and geek out.